There are thousands of tools out there if you're a performance marketer, from Meta Ads Library to SimilarWeb if you want to analyze your competitors' ads, to Google Ads Editor or Google's Keyword Planner to manage your Google Ads activity or prospect for newer keywords to target. As a performance marketer who's been doing media buying for over 8 years, there's only really 5 go-to tools that I always tend to use. And my roles have always been somewhere in between paid social and paid search. So let's begin the video. So the first tool, as you can see on the screen, is Google Ads Editor. So Google Ads Editor, simply put, is a way for you to bulk manage your Google Ads activity, whether that's Google Search, Performance Max, or Google Shopping, Google Display, or Google App Campaigns, all under one tool. The other benefit of Google Ads Editor is that you can make bulk edits, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. You can draft changes, you can pre-schedule things. You can also pre-schedule changes within your Google Ads activity. So for example, let's say Black Friday is coming up, you want to add a 10% code at the beginning of your headline. You can automate that. You can pre-schedule it for whenever Black Friday is happening. And then another benefit of Google Ads Editor is that you can make changes offline and you don't necessarily have to push out those changes, right? I'm also going to just talk about the landing pages so we can see what the tool actually does. And then I'm going to show you how it looks like in terms of practicality, but it's not going to be a tutorial. If you're interested in a tutorial, please do let me know in the comment section below. So back to Google Ads Editor. So you can see clearly says here you can make changes across your campaigns with ease. And I forgot to mention, it's actually free. I urge you to download Google Ads Editor and make your life way, way easier, especially the more campaigns you have or even the more accounts you have. You can essentially manage your campaigns even if you're not connected to the internet. Another more advanced way of using Google Ads is actually having an Excel file and making changes or campaign planning there and just importing it to Google Ads Editor and then publishing it to Google Ads. Rather than you building out a new campaign within the Google Ads user interface, you can actually just do it with an Excel file. Okay, so this is what Google Ads Editor looks like. So you can see we have the main account, Google Ads account here, then we have the various campaigns. So for this account, clearly there's only paid search campaigns or Google search. So you can see that icon. But if you had any YouTube campaigns or Performance Max or Google Shopping, you will be able to see that here. You can even filter it through this filter icon here. So you can see all the different Google ad placements you can have. But in terms of practicality, you can see if I expand this campaign, we can go to one specific ad group. Let's say I want to bulk change keyword match type. So let's say I want all of these keywords to go from broad match to phrase. So all I need to do is click on one keyword, hold shift, and now they're all highlighted. And on the right-hand side, I can change the match type to phrase. And you can see the ad group and the match type has now gone bold from light gray to bold. That means that a change has happened. And then all I need to do is post it. I won't do that now, but you can even pre-schedule things, right? So I can click on this arrow here, downwards arrow, schedule post, and then I can set it for a specific date and time. Again, this is not a how-to video, but if you're interested in seeing more in-depth usage of Google Ads Editor, leave your request in the comments below. The next tool is Meta's Ad Library. So this is essentially where you can prospect or look for the ads that your competitors are using, even at location specific level, right? So it's somewhere between a competitor insights tool and a way for you to get some creative inspiration. So let's say if you're pitching for a client, or maybe you want to find newer creatives and see what your competitors are doing, you can use this tool. I'm just going to read through some of the points here. It says here, search all of the ads currently running across Meta technologies, as well as ads about social issues, elections, or politics that have run in the past 7 years, ads that have run anywhere in the EU in the past year. Let's look at Apple. Let's see if they're doing any advertising for the iPhone 16 in the UK. Sure. So we'll choose UK. Let's do all ads and just type Apple. And the Facebook page should be showing up here. Because remember, in Meta ads, when you're advertising, you always need to have the ad account connect to a Facebook page. So we're actually looking at the Facebook page. So let's choose, I wonder if there's Apple UK. Probably isn't. So let's just do Apple, probably the second one. And bam. So it does look like they're advertising. And yeah, you can see all of their ads. They can even tell you when it started running, if it's active, and what platforms it's being used. So it's very interesting that they're only using Facebook for this ad, and then another ad focused on Instagram specifically. So they're segmenting their ad placements. You can obviously preview the ad as well. So yeah, they are advertising iPhone 16. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's a good way to get inspiration and just to take a look at what your competitors are doing, and even just for creative inspiration. There's a lot of benefits in being able to see what other brands are doing for their ads. All right, next tool is Google's Looker Studio. So Looker Studio, essentially, it's a dashboard tool for you to be able to visualize your data. And there's another tool that you likely need in order to fully utilize this tool, especially when you're connecting different performance marketing channels into one dashboard. But let's talk about what it is. So just reading off the landing page here, Google Looker Studio helps you visualize your data through highly configurable charts and tables, easily connect a variety of different data sources, share your insights with the team or your world, collaborate on reports with your team, and speed up your report creation process with built-in sample reports. In summary, it's a way for you to visualize your data. So this is Looker Studio. Once you've logged in, you can see templates that Google provides you with, and it can go very advanced. You can see this world population data. It's a very advanced form of visualizing global data, I'm assuming. Generally speaking, I would start out with a template, but obviously if you don't know how to build a dashboard, you can't do that yet. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So let's start with a template GA4 report. If I just click on that, you can get a gist of what it looks like and the types of designs you can have. So this is a web analytics dashboard. Clearly, I can filter it by date. I can choose the account that I want to see data from, and then I can see scorecards of the metrics, active users, new users. I mentioned some of the benefits of Google Looker Studio. It's actually quite important to see types of data you can have. So I'm just going to go to a blank report. So you can integrate all types of data. As you can see here, I can connect Google Analytics, Google Ads, Google Sheets, BigQuery, if that's the database you're using, Amazon Redshift, DV360. So if you want to pull in your Facebook ads data, unfortunately, it's not free. So what you'll likely use is a tool like Supermetrics or Funnel, and that's actually going to be the next tool that I'm going to talk about. But essentially, you connect all the different types of data you have onto Looker Studio, and then you're able to design a dashboard specifically for the data that you want to see. So rather than you going to every single marketing channel, you can have 20 different marketing channels within one dashboard with different pages. So the next tool is more of a data integration tool, and it's what's great about Funnel is that you can connect up to around 3 to 5 ad networks for one user for free. So if you're a media buyer or a performance marketer, definitely check it out. And if you want a tutorial on how to use Funnel, again, let me know in the comment section below. I can show you that. So as mentioned, it's a data integration tool. You can connect Facebook ads, Twitter ads, Reddit, even your CRM and web data onto Funnel. And then you can organize that data in however you want. Let's say you want to aggregate your spend across every performance marketing channel, and then you want to add maybe a margin on top of it. You can push that group of data onto Looker Studio. As mentioned, it's free, so definitely check it out. So just reading their website, they've rebranded recently. Go from data to intelligence. The smartest marketers tell stories with their reporting, measure the perfect media mix, optimize targeting, and empower their organizations with actionable marketing data, all powered by Funnel Marketing Intelligence. So just to reiterate, Funnel is not a data visualization dashboard. So I just want to make that clear. So it's more of a data integration tool. You're connecting data onto Funnel, and then Funnel can then pass that onto Google Sheets or another data visualization software or BI, business intelligence tool. You can see some of the platforms or channels that you can connect with: Facebook, Amazon, Apple Search Ads, Reddit, Google Ads. So these are mostly performance marketing channels. So I think one of the main so we've mentioned some of the benefits of Funnel, but one of the main benefits is just time, being able to be more efficient and save your time. So let's say you're managing 5 different brands, and each brand you have 4 to 5 different performance marketing channels. Trying to report on that manually and going to the various ad networks, filtering by date, filtering by campaign, is going to take a lot of your time. It's going to take hours from you. Rather than you focusing on extracting insights or optimizing your activity, your campaigns, you're spending time copy and pasting numbers to probably an Excel sheet. So Funnel will help alleviate that for you by downloading the data automatically, where you can design and you can aggregate the data between the different platforms. You can get an average cost per conversion or click-through rate across all the different platforms within seconds, rather than you doing that manually. So it's more of an efficiency play for Funnel. And if you do have the budget, if you're an agency, definitely check it out. Another tool that people use is Supermetrics, but I've used Funnel for the past couple of years, and I prefer the user experience of Funnel. All right, so the next tool is a web analytics tool called Google Analytics 4. I'm sure if you're a marketer, we're pretty much forced to use Google Analytics 4, especially considering we've transitioned from using Google Analytics 3, or we know it as Universal Analytics, to GA4. It's pretty much bread and butter for a lot of companies. Google Analytics 4 is still a primer analytics tool to use as a performance marketer. And as a marketer in general, apart from it's free, and even though the user experience isn't as friendly, there's a lot of insights you can extract from it, right? So I'm just going to read off the page so you have an idea of what it is if you've never used it. So it's a new kind of property designed for essentially measuring your digital marketing data, collects both website and app data to better understand the customer journey. So that's a big point, right? Whereas in GA3, you could only really get website data, and you needed to use Firebase, which is another product by Google, to see your mobile app data. GA4, you can consolidate that data into one analytics platform. Next is uses event-based data instead of session-based. Basically, that's Google just telling you that there's a lot more value in understanding the actions that your users are taking. So Google Analytics 4 is much more biased towards actions rather than traffic or bounce rate or time duration on page. Next includes privacy controls such as cookieless measurement and behavioral key event modeling, predictive capabilities. It's great for forecasting. And then finally, direct integrations to media platforms to help drive actions on your website or mobile app. So if we look at an actual GA4 dashboard, we go to reports. This is data from for futures marketers actually. So obviously you can filter it by date. You can see top line stats. Oh wow, we're actually getting a lot more users the past 28 days. That's good. Thank you. And then you can see a snapshot of the different countries where your traffic is coming from. By the way, active user means a unique user. So a user is an individual who's logged into Chrome who has a Google account or a Gmail account. Because I'm not tracking any conversions yet, let's just look at the traffic section here. If you go to leads under business objectives and go to traffic acquisition, we can break down the source or medium where that user has come from. Again, this is not a tutorial, but if you are interested in a GA4 tutorial, please do let me know. So yeah, you can see here, these are your main primary channels, but if you want to get more specific, I want to know what the source of that traffic is coming from. Actually, let's do user scope, first user source medium. Let's click on that. So as of the past 28 days, we can see that most of our sessions have come in from direct. That is probably me just checking my own website. And then we have YouTube, again, YouTube, Google Organic, interesting, Bing and Amazon. I'm not sure what's happening there. And then this is not performance marketing now, this is more SEO. If you've connected your Google Search Console to GA4, you can also see that data here. So you can see the type of terms that people search for and how they land onto my website. So that's Google Analytics 4. I think there's a lot of power in it. It's not the friendliest web analytics tool out there, but most of them aren't anyway. So learn one, and you might as well learn GA4 because it's free and it's easy to integrate with any other Google Ads product. All right, so the last tool, as obvious as it will probably be if you're watching this in 2024, is ChatGPT. Now, you could use ChatGPT, you could use Perplexity, or you could use Claude or Google's Gemini. They all predominantly do the same thing. They are essentially a generative AI tool, right? They generate text, images, videos, and they can even analyze data. And some of these tools can also export audio. But let's stick with ChatGPT just to keep it concise, and I know most of you know what it is anyway. So yeah, ChatGPT is great for various things. If you're a performance marketer, from media planning to keyword research to copywriting, if you give it enough context and be very specific and granular about what you want and potentially guide it into the type of ad copy that you'd want it to export back to you, you can get some pretty good copy. As mentioned, it's great for analyzing data as well. So you can export data from your Facebook ads, for example, give ChatGPT enough context, ask it questions like what's the best performing campaign, what's your overall analysis of the performance. So yeah, the world is really your oyster with ChatGPT. So personally, the way that I use ChatGPT is more as a way to bounce off ideas. So zooming in on performance marketing specifically, keyword research is a pretty time-consuming process end to end, right? So the way the way I'd like to really use AI is not really as a crutch, but as a way to extend my output and increase my efficiency. So in this case, I'm just going to do one example. So for my paid search specialists out there, you can thank me later. So let's just imagine a brand. You know what? Let's stick with Apple, just for the sake of a big fan of Apple's branding, not their prices, but their branding. All right. So I like to give it a bit of context. So you are a Google Ads expert, specifically Google search, right? So we're basically going to create a paid search strategy with keyword targeting and ad copy for Apple's iPhone 16. Let's get a bit more granular. So create an end-to-end strategy and media plan. So a media plan is basically a way to visualize how your campaign is going to launch, the type of keywords you're going to use, the landing page you're going to use, and how much you're going to spend. Create an end-to-end strategy and media plan for promoting my product called the iPhone 16. And yes, it is an Apple product. So I think the best way to use AI is to just be more specific. The more specific you are, the more you can stack on requests within the same prompt, the better it is. You don't want to argue with AI, right? So the more context you give, the better, more accurate prompt you're going to have. Because I know what happens end to end of a campaign, I'll be more specific. What I'll need is probably keywords to target and broken into different categories or themes. Let's say 5 headlines and 5, actually you can only have 4, right? So 4 descriptions for each keyword theme. A budget proposal and allocation if we only had £10,000 to spend for 2 months. What else can we ask? Keywords, headlines, ad copy. So that's something quite basic, right? We have keywords, we have the ad copy. That's most of what you need for a paid search campaign. You can even give it further context. So I'm a big fan of adding, for media planning specifically, I would add your competitors. So competitors would be, you can even add links. So I don't know, let's say Samsung Z Fold, right? I'm just going to copy and paste this. And here we go. I'm probably going to skip ahead in the video. All right, so let's see what ChatGPT has given us. Keyword strategy. Keywords, yep, pretty good. So it's good for ideation. Some of these are obvious, but I think if you can reduce using your cognitive functions and focus much more on the strategy aspect rather than researching for keywords, I think you become a better performance marketer and a marketer in general. It did even recommend targeting these keywords. I would have never thought of targeting Samsung Fold versus iPhone. That's an interesting one. And then in terms of, it even mentioned feature-specific keywords. Again, interesting. So I guess this would be a separate campaign. Transactional keywords, general smartphone queries. So it's a bit more of a broader keyword targeting, more volume. And then the ad copy. Yeah, this is pretty good, but with Google search, you can't add any, for your headlines, you can't use any exclamation marks or question marks, FYI. So ChatGPT is not quite there, but it's good for ideation as mentioned. I want to look at the budget proposal section here. So £10,000. So again, this is a forecast. You want to be able to look at what ChatGPT's or what AI is proposing and challenge it, right? At the end of the day, you're the orchestrator. You have the brain, definitely use it. And then I like how ChatGPT closed off here, which we actually originally didn't request, is thinking beyond the click, right? This is something I've been hammering in this YouTube channel. Think about what happens when someone clicks on the ad, so the landing page experience. So this is more of a conversion rate optimization approach. It also mentioned to add in ad extensions. Google Ads now calls these assets. So site links, call outs as well, structured snippets. It may be phone numbers if you're a B2C or B2B company that has a phone line or a customer or /sales team. So to summarize the video, those are the top 5 tools I'll very likely use in 2024 and beyond. If you're interested in specific tools per performance marketing channel, again, please let me know in the comment section below. But I just want to close off with a couple of interesting points here. One is these are just tools. They don't necessarily make you a better performance marketer. They definitely increase your output and your efficiency. To be a great marketer, it's all about fundamentals. So it's about understanding and being able to evoke the right solution for the right people with the right message and shown at the right time and place. So those are your fundamentals to focus on before you even get excited about using some of these tools. Tools are meant to be used to increase efficiency, but they're not meant to be used as a crutch. And that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace, my friend.